Hello, we'll be talking about Thomas this coming Sunday, as some call him Doubting Thomas, which I think is a little bit unfair. But last Sunday we talked about the disciples on the road to Emmaus, the followers of Jesus who walked with Jesus as he taught them, and then their eyes were kept from recognizing Jesus, and then their eyes were opened. He was made known to them in the breaking of the bread, as Luke tells the story. Well, the story of Thomas is in the Gospel of John. And you know the story. The disciples were meeting behind closed doors, and Jesus appeared to them, but Thomas was not with them. And he said to them, "I will not believe it unless I put my hand in his side and I see the marks in his hands. I will not believe." And so Jesus appeared to him and says, "Thomas, and you're invited to do those things you're asking." And Thomas says, "My Lord and my God." And anyway, that's the story in John. And as I was studying, I decided to look at my mother's commentaries. These are these red commentaries here. The Broadman Bible Commentary belonged to my mother. If when the doors open on Sunday, you can look in from the sanctuary and see those on my shelf here. And my mother taught Sunday school for many years, and I would see her when I'd go over to her and Dad's house. She would sit at the foot of the bed. She'd bring a chair and pull it up to the foot of the bed and put her books and her papers and everything on the foot of the bed and sit there and work. And anyway, sometimes when I'm working on a sermon, often actually when I'm working on a sermon, I'll get Mom's commentaries, and the big thing that I like to look for is to see if she highlighted anything, or maybe she made a note or something, because when I do that, I feel like Mom is helping me, as she always helped me so much. And I feel like I'm connected with her, and she's speaking to me. And so I pulled this one down, and here's what she had highlighted about Thomas. It said, when Jesus came, Thomas realized that he was dealing not just with an earthly man who had been his Lord and Master, not only with a spiritual being who is now his God, but rather with one who united both the temporal and the eternal, the seen and the unseen, the human and the divine. And this is the part that really struck me. In confessing Jesus to be my Lord and my God, Thomas brought the gospel story full circle to the point at which it had begun. It's talking about in John 1:1, where it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." The Word was Jesus, that Jesus was in the beginning with God. And so Thomas is the person in all the New Testament who has this most powerful confession. He was selected to be the very person who said, "My Lord and my God," to bring that gospel story to full circle. And so I see Thomas not as someone to hold in contempt or to call Doubting Thomas, which is not his name in the Bible, of course, but as someone who was selected to do something that was very meaningful in the Bible. You know, it's not fair to Thomas, really. The disciples were meeting behind closed doors because they were afraid when Jesus appeared to them, even though Jesus had already appeared to Mary at the empty tomb, and she had told them that Jesus was alive, and so they knew that already, but they still had their doubts and their fears. Matthew tells us in the story of the Great Commission, when they go out to the mountain, and Jesus says, "Go ye therefore into all the world and do all those things to baptize and to teach in my name," that some believed, but some doubted, even then. And so there were those things, but Thomas was selected to do this one thing, to say, "My Lord and my God." And so, as I thought about Mom was one of these people that always looked for the good in others, who always saw the good in others, and who really was very optimistic and cheerful and kind and generous. And that was her approach to looking at the Bible. And that's what I remember from her and the way that she would talk about these things and teach things and the way that she treated me. And so I guess looking through Mom's eyes, I see Thomas as somebody different than doubting Thomas. But yeah, we'll talk about that some more on Sunday. We invite you to join us online. We'll be having Facebook Live at 9:30. We'll also be recording the service so that we can post it to YouTube and to Facebook. Also, you can join us at 7 p.m. on WJLS 99.5 every Sunday evening. And we hope to see you in person real soon, but in the meantime, we'll be doing this, and we're blessed still to be the body of Christ and the people of God. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.